Okay, here we go. It's kind of a blue technical spot.
This is part 2 of the Hawkeye Mack Ridge mashup featuring the Hawkeye downhill. In part 1, the star of the show was the western half of the technical Mack Ridge Trail, of which we'll briefly touch on in the film recap in the background. And originally in part 1, we've already seen a glimpse of the Hawkeye Trail when we climbed to the top of the Mack Ridge, but in this film, we'll be going into a lot more detail of the descent. But first, a quick recap. Once we wrapped up the western Mack Ridge Trail, we deferred the standard original ride route of Troy built, which we'll save for another film, another day. Now we'll be completing the second half of our lollipop loop by taking this short section of trail called the Lions Double Track back to the Mack Ridge Road connector that will lead us back to the Mack Ridge, looking about 2 miles or so. From there, we'll get back to the Hawkeye, which we ascended earlier. To get started, let's look at the trail description for Hawkeye. Riding Hawkeye downhill is a casual blue intermediate trail with a few black diamond options. This is one of the best downhill options in Fruita for an extended descent that features low and mid-tech. A lot of times in a group ride scenario, some riders will have a wide-ranging skill set while others are typical intermediate casual riders. This trail is perfect for people with varying skill sets in a group ride setting. So basically, the more advanced riders can take the small boulder drops and wall rides, while normal riders, typical blue riders, can take low-tech rollers. Everyone wins as long as everybody's bike stays rubber side down. And spoilers, Hawkeye doesn't ride like a true downhill. There's a few climbing sections that we won't show at the end of the film.
That's kind of the only technical part along the whole ridge.
On my GoPro setup, I like to put what's called a dead cat next to my mic, which is just basically some fur that covers up the mic and protects it from wind noise. However, it was so windy today, I couldn't eliminate it all. However, I'm leaving it basically in the video because these are realistic conditions that you could find on the Mack Ridge.
It's the cool part of Mack Ridge right here. Hawkeye.
So a little bit into actual trail detail, it does ride a bit different. It can be difficult to adjust to the flow, and sometimes the turns can be blind, skinny, and sandy. Also, the trail builders really stretch this thing out. There's a section that you probably saw in the drone shots where the upper and the lower are literally a stone's throw away, but a mile in trail distance from point A to point B. Hopefully, someday there'll be a sanctioned cutoff from that particular spot for people trying to save time, but until then, please stay on the trail. Keep single track single. Promise, this is the last bait I'll give you, and I'll wrap up my narrative. Right here, we're going to make this turn. A lot of riders like to congregate here and walk their bikes, so just stay heads up when you get to this section right here because it's really steep and loose and sandy.
Okay, here
people
we go.
are walking their bikes.
It's kind of a blue technical spot. I wonder if they'll put an enduro out here or something. I'm not that kind of guy, but it would be kind of cool. Switch back. Oh, the ground is in flawless condition. Lots of off-camber dirt. Stay frosty. Okay, switch back. Make your turns real pretty. Oh, puddle. tight turn right there, so watch your edges. Switch back. Dang. Okay, so it's a little bit of downhill from here forward, and very soon we're going to be climbing back uphill, I think right around this bend. So we're going to cut the action there and we'll resume on the downhill.
After we moved around the bend, we've done a little bit of climbing to get to this split in the rock. From here we'll ride the second half mostly downhill.
Resuming the downhill. Watch out for those side options. They're pretty fun, and that's kind of what makes this trail unique. Little drop right up here. With this wall ride. Yeah. The wall ride. Ooh, that was harsh. Okay, unless you're good to hit this at speed, you can bunny hop it. That's a gap right there you have to shoot. Pretty funky. Boom. And right in front of me is the trail that I just rode down a whopping half a mile ago. Literally threw a rock right onto it. Fun feature. After you ride Mack Ridge, that part's a piece of cake. It's like one I like to miss right here. Oh yeah. I hit that one a little off target on that. Whew. Fun.
A quick note, some of those rock option side salads, they'll sneak up on you, so you kind of have to scout them out beforehand to hit them. I missed one right back there at the start of this quotation.
If you're not used to this trail, it's pretty hard to figure your flow out because there's like not really anything for berms to help roll you. Some skinny and tight turns. It's a brand new trail, so it might take a minute for it to kind of even itself out. Oh, puddle! Splash! Start peeking out my camera. That's not always a good idea.
That's going to wrap up our Hawkeye and Mack Ridge mashup. I'll give you a quick review for the Hawkeye Trail. It's a great ride, but it took a little time to grow on me. The side salad rock options make this trail special. However, there are some fast and tight off-camber slope turns that you need to watch out for. Since it's a new trail, it can be kind of skinny at times, but it's improved quite a bit since the first day it opened up. We'll see how the biker tracks transform this trail. Finally, I'd highly recommend this route as a legitimate Western Colorado ride. This mashup takes me about 2 hours and 11.5 miles. If you want to ride the Hawkeye standalone, take it as an out and back for a distance under 3 miles, 600 feet of climbing and descending, depending on which way you go. Thanks for watching my version of the Hawkeye Mack Ridge Trail mashup. This is mountain biking gold. We stayed rubber side down, rider side up, and avoided that rain with a little luck. Namaste, Nar Masters, and we'll see you next time. We'll catch you on down the road.